Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy DJ J Steezy.
And your Diaz favorite DJ, DJ Jedi.
Today's special guest on the Last Dope podcast, we got Fernando Lara from Sparta Boxing, along with Danny from the Eazy D podcast.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
What's up, fellas?
What's going?
It's been a minute, huh?
Yeah, it has.
Excited to be here, guys. Thank you. I appreciate the invitation, and it's such a perfect timing, to promote this event coming up on Saturday. So,
First of all, Fernando, I want to say thank you for doing a lot for the community.
Oh, yeah.
And for El Centro, and for todo el Valle Imperial.
Appreciate that. In the name of entertainment, we try to do as much as we can to bring entertainment into the Imperial Valley. It's definitely needed, whether it's a soccer game or a football game. Football's really big now. Baseball, I grew up playing baseball. I wish baseball was up, but boxing, how exciting is that?
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
And honestly, I'm going to be honest, he didn't last very long, but that's the only sport my son got into, and it was right there with you guys too.
Oh, is that right?
That was for a minute. Yeah, just a minute. My nephew got him in,
good.
And he's like, I swear, I put it, that is the only sport is the boxing.
That's awesome.
For those that don't know, Andy Reese came out of Sparta Boxing.
Hey!
Well, he just,
kind of,
sort of. He asked to borrow the gym for a training session when he was actually getting ready for the Joshua fight. So it was so cool to see that the Madison Square Gardens. You know how they have the big old screen on the top of the ring, and then they showed his entrance. On his entrance, the preparation of him getting ready, and the big American flag just popped out in the big screen and at the Madison Square Gardens. What a sight, man!
Yeah. Wow.
I was like, damn, that's Sparta Boxing.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. But much appreciated to Andy for giving us that opportunity and giving us that huge plug because, Sparta Boxing, world known, baby.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see him get back in the ring. It's been a while.
Absolutely,
Yeah, they've been teasing that for a while, huh?
Yes.
Big time. But then again, the heavyweight division is a huge division. So, we're trying to see, hopefully, our boy Andy gets a good fight.
We're going to stick to your topic, but honestly, I think it's a little bit of, I think they're afraid of him.
Yeah, they really underestimated during Joshua, and after that, it was kind of like
absolutely,
because he's had like 2 or 3 fights after that, and he won.
Yeah. They're definitely thinking twice about going against Andy this time.
Absolutely, and I don't blame them. Because he's that dark horse, man. They do not want to take that chance again.
I get so excited. I get so pumped up that when I there's a video out there that where you get the greatest Mike Tyson describing the
I've seen that.
I don't know if it's a TikTok thing or a YouTube
No,
thing,
it looks like a documentary, right?
It was a documentary. It started out, but they were all describing everything as this, Tyson's going in there, Joe Rogan, everybody's giving their say, even Sylvester Stallone, which is great.
Oh, that was dope too.
Everybody's like, and I like it when Mike Tyson goes, he gets hit on the head and his what do you say? His mind is alright, but his body's fucked up. But he doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, but it was just I just love the way he described that whole situation. But
because it wasn't functioning.
Yeah.
Everything was just all.
It was such a clean hit to the normal person. They were like, he's okay. He just got but that's where it messes you up.
That's the spot right there.
It was clean,
really clean.
Right
there. And same thing this past weekend, what happened with Ngannou and Fury. He hit that off button right there.
Absolutely, that's the button right there, man. Right there. You can't go wrong with that one. No matter how big you are, no matter how heavy you are, you're gonna go down.
Definitely.
What'd you guys think of that fight?
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, huh?
Crazy, absolutely.
I was talking to my son. And he was like, what do you think, Dad? He goes, he doesn't really know boxing. And he goes, what do you think? I go, you know what? If pure boxing, Fury obviously has the advantage. Mm-hmm. Now, if he underestimates Ngannou just 5%, he's going to be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if I could make a bet that and this is before it even happened, okay? I go, if I can make a bet, what can happen in this fight? I go, I'll bet whatever that Francis Ngannou drops him. And he's like, really? He's like, yeah. I would make a bet that Fury will not drop him. And he's like, well, how you figure that? You know what I mean? Like, this is the champ, right? I go, Fury's never faced a guy like this. This guy, you look at the way he's built, you know, what he's used to hard labor. His legs are tree trunks. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his legs are tree trunks. What's his name? Deontay Wilder. He got toothpicks. You know what I mean? He got toothpicks for legs.
Differently.
He's built different.
He's built
he
different.
got power,
Absolutely.
but he's built different. I mean, just look at Ngannou's back, the way he's built, right?
Yeah.
I go, he's going to be able to take it. He'll be able to handle it. Now, does he have the gas tank? That I don't know.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, I was like,
question.
That look what he did to Wilder. Look what Fury did to Wilder.
Yeah.
He took his best punches and he wore him out. He leaned on him. Yeah. Again, toothpicks for legs. Was he going to do that to Ngannou? I didn't think so. I was like, I don't know. I go, I wish I could make that bet. You know what I mean? That he drops, just not that he wins or lose, whatever. Just that he'll drop him. And man, when he dropped him, I was
crazy.
I was like, I should have found where I could have made that bet.
Exactly. I lost my shit. I was like, oh,
and you saw the look on his face, like, shit, this guy can hit.
Yeah.
And that was the thing with Ngannou. Not the greatest boxer, ain't no technician. You know what I mean?
And it was that perfect hit.
Yeah.
Did you see also the slow motion also where Fury elbows him, brother?
That was crazy.
You talk about being worried about some shenanigans on the MMA guy. That was some dirty stuff.
But that's a pro dirty move.
Yeah.
You got to know how to do that.
Know
when
to
do it.
Yeah.
If the referee's behind you, it's a perfect position to do it because obviously he's not going to see.
Yeah.
Referee's to the side, of course he's going to see that elbow coming down straight to his face.
And he's not expecting it because this is a professional boxer.
Yeah.
Of course.
There's no way, what do you know? That's how you throw off an MMA fight.
And but he's used to that. I mean, he gets that in training. Yeah. I'm sure he's been dropped elbows on before.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The good thing he didn't cut him.
Right.
If he would have cut him, and maybe that's what he was banking on, I'm going to slice him up, get the fight stopped.
If he would have connected him real good with just the tip of the elbow, would have been enough to cut the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, but it seemed like he got him with his forearm more than he did with the tip of the elbow, but could have been nasty either way.
And he's lucky that Ngannou is a gentleman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
he's lucky he's a gentleman, and it's like, okay, you got me, But it was good. It was entertaining.
I'm getting pumped up again.
Right. It was an entertaining fight. I was like, and other than local fights and stuff like that, people that I know, I don't watch too much boxing because of stuff that just like this that happens.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know what was your guys' opinion of the scorecard, the decision.
I think
Tell the truth. Tell the truth, dog. Tell the truth. Don't lie.
but like back you say to that elbow,
Yeah.
It's just like you said, he didn't see it coming.
No.
He didn't expect it. The way it was scored, I think it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
So, but on the topic of boxing, how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel Jake Paul is legit?
Ooh, man, I was afraid of that question.
He's gonna show up at Sparta tomorrow. What you guys say?
Oh, yeah, I want you.
Or do you guys still seem like he's all hype?
Would I call him a boxer? I mean, he's put in the work. He's put in work what a boxer does. He's putting in gym time.
I don't know. I see Fernando over there like, I don't know where to go with this.
Well, look, I mean, I call him more of an entertainer than I do a boxer.
No, for sure.
For sure.
He does.
A YouTube entertainer.
Hype it up. He does. He's a professional at hyping fights up.
Yeah.
He's a great promoter.
Right.
He promotes. I mean, the guy's been doing this for a long, long time. With his YouTube and his businesses and all that. He's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
But boxing, it's just hard to tell. I mean, the guys he's been boxing are really
Right, the MMA fighters.
Yeah, the MMA fighters. What was the last one that he had with it? Was it Nate or
Nate?
Yeah,
Nate
Diaz.
Diaz.
Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
you know, and now they're talking about going
and all due respect, because I'm a Diaz Brothers fan.
Yeah,
huge fan. Nate's a little bit over the hill a little bit. You know, with, you know, no disrespect.
Right, no disrespect. You know, which is where I was going with that. I mean, a little bit over the hill. Not good boxer because he comes from boxing. You know, skills of boxing, but. You know, again, I mean, he's over, you know, his prime. Or way over
and
his
this
prime.
guy, he knows how to pick his guys.
Right,
for
sure.
Yeah, he knows how to pick them.
In a way, do you feel that's what's missing in boxing, though? That big attraction? Like, you remember, like, the fighting on Cinco de Mayo, and you have, Floyd dressing up, like, you know, Mexican and all that.
Yeah.
You think maybe that's what's missing right now? Or because I feel like boxing maybe slowed down. Maybe that's why they're going towards these kind of fights.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely made boxing a lot more entertaining.
Oh yeah, people are tuning in a lot.
Absolutely.
And also, what's helped out a lot of boxing is that MMA podcasts are covering boxing quite a bit. Even before all this, you know, entertainment boxing.
That's very true.
You know, they would always give love to the boxers, always. So that would make guys a little bit more interested. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check this out. You know, it got me a little bit more interested. You know, and I'm an MMA guy. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what, let me check this out. You know, now you got the entertainment value. Yeah, you know what? I mean, he is doing good things. He is an entertainer. Yeah, it's to be called a boxer or an MMA guy, a jiu-jitsu guy, you got to put in the mat time, you got to put in the gym time, you got to grind. You know what I mean? You got to grind. Has he
faced
like a top tier? No, because I don't think he's ready for no top tier guy.
Right.
Look at Tommy Fury.
Oh yeah.
Look what happened with that. You know what I'm saying?
That could have gone either way too.
You know, but you know what? If I'm looking at it from a technical aspect, Tommy had all the best fundamentals. Okay, he pieced them up when he needed to piece them up. He moved out when he needed to move out. You know what I mean?
In his prime too. I mean,
you know what I mean? And you could see the difference in skill level. You know, between Paul and Fury.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm not a big Tommy Fury fan. But after that, a little bit more I was, because I was like, you know what, the kid can box. He showed and he represented his sport well against an entertainer, you know, one that's coming up. And I'm not going to lie, I was rooting for Fury. I was.
I was too.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It seems like Fury is more of the real deal in boxing, you know, than the other guy. But who is he challenging next?
KSI. What? Well, he beat KSI.
He did, right?
He beat KSI. Who else does he want to fight?
I think he's trying to challenge some. Was it McGregor or something like that? He's trying to get up there with. I mean, those are guys that he's gonna be.
I would like to see Paul and McGregor go at it.
That would be interesting.
That would be very interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, a huge payday for both.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I think it'll be smart if they promote it right. And I think that Paul guy has the best skills in promoting.
Oh
the
yeah.
fight. So definitely.
Now Jake is always calling out Canelo.
He needs to stop that.
Right? You know, it's just like
He needs to stop.
Yeah.
That.
he's not
Canelo
gonna-
is not going to play with him.
No.
He needs to stop that stuff.
yeah.
I think that's nonsense. I mean, I think it's one of those things. Well, maybe when Canelo's like well into his retirement,
Yeah.
he says, I'll come back for another payday. Why not?
Yeah.
But right now, no. I think Canelo has got a couple of guys that in front of him that he needs to worry about right now, and finish his career. He can end his career. He's gonna be done with his career and be well off as he is now. But he's pound for pound the king.
Yeah.
We all gotta accept that.
Yeah, I would like for him to go out on top. I don't like it when these guys, they go in there and they get pieced up and then they call it quits. It's like, man, no, go on top. Go out on top.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Pass the torch, but go out on top.
Yep.
And you know what? Hey, cool. I'm done.
And there's also talk about, there was an interview, as a matter of fact, after that last fight too with Manny Pacquiao, where they were interviewing him and asking him if he was willing to fight Tank Davis. Manny, let me tell you, Manny is my man. He is my dude.
Yeah.
He's got
I'll tell you
brain
what,
damage.
he is my dude, and I wouldn't put past it. That guy trains real hard and give him a good match.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely won't go out getting knocked out, but he'll give him a good match.
Is there a certain fight that you can remember go way back that made you want to get into boxing?
Gosh, as a kid growing up, just Chavez fights, all the Chavez, all the believe it or not, the Roberto Duran fights, the Roberto Duran,
Hagler,
then you got
Leonard, all the
Sugar Ray
old
Leonard. I
dudes.
got to meet Sugar Ray, the nicest guy.
That's cool.
Still looks so good, that guy, man.
He looks like he's still well spoken and everything.
Well spoken,
still
in
got
shape.
his head together.
And
thank
he
God.
put on wars.
Yeah.
I mean, those fights with Duran were just awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Those were some classics.
Definitely.
I mean, I was a little kid,
watching
but
those
yeah,
fights.
there was definitely some classics. I remember my dad would watch them.
Yeah, those were my motivation growing up, and those were the ones that actually. See, I'm still getting calls left and right.
Don't forget the wins or the
I
money.
know. Hopefully, it's not another boxer falling out. The last week, and I tell everybody, this is what happens the last week. Nerves start coming in, especially if this is your first time ever stepping in the ring in front of 500-600 people. You know how busy, how packed it gets in there.
Get big.
Music blaring, coming out, smoke coming out. You're doing your ring walk, and everybody's screaming. Everybody's
right?
drunk.
It's different.
It's just
different.
It's the hype.
Right.
And everybody's heartbeat is doing this, and I'm ring announcing as they're coming in, and it's like, it gets really crazy. So people think about it, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this.
That's
I'm
the
not
one
ready
thing
for
you
this.
don't train for.
Right. And I tell everybody,
Mental.
I says, look, you're done with your physical part of training. Now you got to train your mind. You got to train your way of thinking. You got to train your fear. Is to be fearless when you get into that ring. As soon as that bell rings, fear goes away because there's no way out. What are you going to do? Run out of the ring?
Fernie, what's your opinion on this? As far as a fighter, whether it's a boxer, a fighter, a wrestler, whatever, what is somebody more, in your opinion, more afraid of? Are they more afraid of getting beat up, or are they afraid of getting tired?
Ooh.
I'll tell you what I was afraid of as my personal experience. I did 28 fights, 7 knockouts, 2 losses. In every single fight, let me tell you, before the fight, on fight night, I would be very nervous. I would get very anxious. If my fight was scheduled to be after halftime intermission, that even put my nerves up. I think what it was is just to get it done and over with. I didn't really have a fear of getting knocked out or getting hurt. I ended up in the hospital maybe 2 or 3 times right after fights. I remember taking one fight against a custom agent who was maybe about 15 pounds over. And it was one of those last-minute cancellation, but they said, hey, look, we got this guy if you want it. Back then, it was like, who cares? Let's do it. So I jumped in and ended up taking I didn't get knocked out, but I took a lot of head blows. So I ended up going to the hospital on that one. But it's not so much the fear of getting your head banged in. I think is more the fear of letting people down, if that makes any sense, bro.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
that's
had
a lot
my
of pressure.
daughter.
Yeah.
I had my daughter on almost every fight. Danica, my oldest.
Yeah.
And she was little. And all I can hear her in the crowd, believe it or not, is her screaming my name. So going down or getting knocked out, thank God, I was never knocked out. But losing the fight, because every time I'd win, somebody would bring my daughter, and I'd be, put her in the ring, and then she'd be, cheering. Everybody's crazy and yelling. But just having that fear of losing and just disappointing people, I think that was my biggest fear. As me personally, I don't know.
So more of taking a loss than getting beat up or gassing out.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't have I knew what the gassing part out was. I mean, because I knew my first couple of fights was like, man, this is a whole new level of exercise. You got to really be ready. The first thing that goes out is your legs.
Yeah.
And you just get to the point where you don't feel your legs no more. You just in there, the bell rings, you don't want to get up because you're in a sitting position, of course, and getting up is like, oh my goodness. You get up, bell rings, and you're there fighting. Again, it's one of those things that once the bell rings, everything's gone. Yeah. Everything's gone. Fear's got the door. So it's all a matter of survival at that point.
Damn.
Yeah. For me, I think if it was me, I'd probably be more afraid of getting tired. What I mean? Yeah, because losing the fight's going to come right after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Probably get knocked out after that.
Don't get me wrong. That feeling of just tiredness is
because just the nerves are going to make
bro.
you tired.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Because mentally, if you're not prepared, it's gonna you know how they have that where they people say, oh, I'm so mentally exhausted.
Right.
Sometimes that's even worse than being physically exhausted, right?
Yeah.
We've all experienced that. Now imagine that in the ring, because you're thinking so much about the fight and so much about what could happen before it actually does happen. That's mentally exhausting right there. So you already going in with a tired mindset. See? So having that tired mindset in there, the bell rings, you're already half the round there, gassed out in your mind.
So I take it that this is probably some advice that you give your kids,
Absolutely.
before they get in there.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Of course, with the condition comes the mental preparation as well. Any fighter that I help train.
Speaking of that, what's the ages that they can start?
Ages is we take them as young as 6 years old. Believe it or not.
Okay.
George Munoz, who is awesome working with the little ones. He has tremendous patience. This guy, if you guys know George, big guy, bald-headed, tattoos on his head. It looks very scary, but he's very, very, very patient. Very patient with
I
the
said it
kids.
before. He should have been on that show, The Mayans.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
absolutely.
He would have fit
been a perfect
right in
fit.
right there.
Yeah. And I get very impatient working with the brand new ones. So the system that we have there at the gym is he works with the brand new ones as they come in, and then I start working with the intermediate. Once they're in that advanced stage, we take them up to the second class, which is with Junior Espinosa and George Garcia, who work with pros in the advanced travel team. We haven't developed a good system as Sparta Boxing since we opened up. This system that we have now, because we have anywhere between 50 to 80 kids in our program. We're so blessed, brother. So blessed that we have that many kids. And we started in 2010, and we build up. We build up. It's like the name is just such a branding name. People hear the name.
Yeah. I see like you said, from Andy Reese to MC Magic and J-Rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
you know that they did a video there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they shot the beginning of Two Chicanas right there.
That's right. And that's one of my favorite songs. I just want to put it out there. Shout out
J-Rocks, MC Magic, right quick.
Shout out big time. And my brother Fred, too.
Oh, yeah, Freddie.
Freddie always helping the Sparta Boxing program. As a matter of fact, he's one of our sponsors for this coming event. He bought all the trophies for the kids, bro.
Oh, nice, man.
Doing his thing.
Shout out to Freddie.
Shout out Freddie, man.
Yeah, my boy. But yeah, man, absolutely, it's something that we teach these kids. These obviously, if you're brand new to the sport, you're there to learn, and you're there to see what level you're gonna take it to. What height are you gonna take boxing?
Right.
Whether you're there for just the exercise, you're there just to lose weight, you're there just to, have something to do after school. It's an after-school activity program. So,
right.
Plus, it's a good confidence builder, I would think, for those shy kids. You know
oh,
what
man.
I mean? Get them
Dude,
out of their shell.
Kids that are so timid, so, bad. I mean, they just and those right away I target. Those right away I target. Check this out. This is something that I've learned as a cop. When we put their hand wraps on, they come to you, they put a big old line, I start putting their hand wraps on, and that's where I start my conversation with them, to develop that trust, to develop that, see what they're all about. What school do you go to? What do you like to do offering? What kind of foods do you like? Things like that. So once I start noticing that these kids are a little on the shy side, I get them in front of the class and says, hey, man, I know you can do this. You're going to lead the class today. And they do, man. They're up there, all right, 30 jumping jacks, everybody high knees. And they're out there doing their thing. Yeah. And I like that. That's what it's all about, is that boost their confident levels.
Yeah.
Right? Very important, especially nowadays. It's very important.
Absolutely.
How do you handle, like, when you have because pretty much they're your students, so, and it's just like, they have the ability to go pro, right? And, and they tell you, like, I want to go pro, It's just like, because that's a big transition in the first place.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then, to handle the mental part too. So how do you guide somebody like that?
Well, look, it comes in ages because, I mean, as we all know, once you turn 13, 14, and 15, girls come into play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my girlfriend this, my girlfriend that. And, boy, we've lost some kids over some girls, girl issues. And I always tell them, stay away from the girls. You know, and if it's the girls, stay away from the boys. Because it goes both ways. We have
Girls are
girls that
undefeated
are very
right now.
talented. So, depending on their age bracket, I mean, of course, you know, you see kids with natural abilities right away. And if you've been coaching for so long, and I'm sure you have seen it in football as well, but with being around in boxing so much, we see these kids. I mean, this kid's going to be somebody. This kid's going to be good. This kid, just give them time. Of course, they need to go through the basics to get to the intermediate and then, of course, in the advanced. But they move up fast. And that's when you start talking to them and asking them, hey, what do you want out of this sport? If it's something that they want to take serious, then we'll start in the competition level. We have a travel team. They travel around, you know, Vegas, Mexico, and all over the place, San Diego. We have a kid named Alan that just went to San Diego, was pre-matched, you know, got there, and the kid that he was supposed to fight didn't show up.
Damn.
So it kind of, you know, it's, I think that being in that situation, it's harder for the boxer mentally. And this is why they have to be mentally strong, right? Because they work hard. This kid, Alan, first one in, last one out, bro. Every single day. Very humble kid, will go up, shake your hand, and those are the kids that you see and says, man, this kid's going to be somebody. Yeah. And, of course, we have others that are raw talent that just build it up, and then, you know, you hear from the other coaches, man, this kid's going to be good. This kid's going to be good. It's up to them where they're going to take it. Now, here's the problem. Not a problem. Here's another issue. Do they have the support of the parents?
Right.
Because that's important, right? Who's going to bring the kid to the gym?
That is huge,
right?
bro.
Isn't that a huge thing?
Because
we're dealing with kids, and we're dealing with youth.
That's one of the biggest battles
right
there is if the parents are supporting what the child
right.
is doing.
You have to have that support.
Yeah.
You have to have that back support. My daughter, 95 fights, Danica, 5-time ringside world, I think 2 or 3-time national. Had, of course, she fired me as a coach and made me her manager, so I could start raising money to travel. You know, she had my support 100%. Mom, no support, no support. Was that the main factor why she left? Who knows? I don't know. Nobody does. But she made the junior Olympic team. Got called.
Yeah.
Was going to get sent to Colorado, get schooled over there and everything. And she was 17 at the time. That's when she said, Dad, I'm moving to Georgia. And that was it. So why? I guess I'll never know.
Right.
I guess I'll never know. But there's other kids that you know, Yahida, we were just talking about when we were coming in. Yahida is another one that's been here. National champion as well. Binational champion. She did tournaments in Mexico as well. Huge talent. You know, came from the wrong side of town, as they call it. Parents supportive, but she chose to leave, and she went to the U.S. Army, you know, doing her thing.
Right.
You know, so, you know, I love hearing those stories because those are the successful stories that we hear, whether they become world champions like Andy Reese, or they go to the military, or they, you know, I have another one, Paola Duarte, or Romero now, that is a CO. So a lot of them that are, you know, COs, firemen, that become good members of society. And that, I think, is a huge plus for us.
Yeah.
Huge payday for us is the way we call it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So let's take a moment and look at these beauties. Let us know what these are.
Yes. So
Shiny.
exciting. Yeah.
and no, people, me and Fernie are not fighting for these belts.
Ah, come on.
So we ain't doing that. You know,
They're gonna do that.
Like.
Why not?
They're gonna do the Dana White one, the slap fest.
We're not gonna do no J Paul.
No, we ain't doing that.
okay.
No. But
Thumb wrestle.
yeah.
Right.
Coloring contest, I'll do.
The title belts is for 2 titles that we have coming up this Saturday, November 4th, for Battle at Sparta. The red belt is for the male main event between between Panuco, MMA guy. I think you might know Panuco.
Yeah, I've heard
Panuco, and a guy from Melendez from Calexico, the Puerto Rican sensation, El Hombre de los Rifles. He's gonna be not defending. They're gonna both fight for that title.
That's dope.
We have the blue belt, which is going to be the female title belt. That's going to be the co-main event between Arizona versus California. I think that's going to be very interesting. And females put in work. They put in work, and that's going to be between Jocelyn and Valtierra from Arizona. So both coming. Well, Valtierra coming from Gary's Human Fight Academy, and Jocelyn coming from San Diego. So, and shout out to the sponsor of the belts, my buddy Reese Louis from the air conditioning guy. He sponsored the belts. So it's always good to have people come in and sponsor the belts. So he's going to be actually putting on the belts with the champ.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
So
I'm
that's
very excited.
so once again, that's this weekend.
This week, and of course, I need to plug in as well the weigh-ins, official weigh-ins, which is tomorrow, November 2nd, at Los Cabos, who's also another sponsor, not charging us for having the official weigh-in there, which is great.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. Good place, good people, and good food. By all means, go in there, watch the weigh-ins, check out the face-off. They get very intense, bro. When they start staring at each other, bro, and I'm just there announcing their names, getting the people hyped up, and people are taking the pictures, and they get this stare down. I'm like, damn, separate them now.
Nice.
Before we have a fight going on right here.
Almost got pushed off the stage one time.
Remember?
You haven't shoved the other kid. I did not expect that because I was standing in the middle, kind of get the face off, with these guys.
Right.
The other guy went up and pushed him, and it was like, oh, damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the one kid that got shoved, he got his get back, though, in the fight. He got his get back. It was a good fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they threw down.
That's the best place to get it, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So definitely the belts come from Beat the Heat Air Conditioning. That's what it is. Beat the Heat Air Conditioning.
Nice.
How could I forget that? But yeah. But my buddy Louis bought the belts, and then of course Freddie Terrazas, he ended up buying the medals and the trophies for the kids.
Terraza's auto insurance, right?
Yeah, Terrazas Auto Insurance.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Right.
And Danny, you're one of the judges?
I'm one of the judges, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I'll referee and stuff, and he asks me, he's like, hey, I need a judge or a ref, and I go, I'll judge.
There was you were gonna actually do a show, so you
Yes,
were
there was an MMA event that I did last month, and that night they told me there was another one going to come up, and it was beginning of November. So when Fernie told me, hey, we got this event coming up, right away I said, yeah. But then probably like 20 minutes later, I messaged you. I go, oh, bro, I jumped the gun. I go, you know what? I got an MMA event that I'm going to be refereeing in Mexicali. I go, you know what? I'm not going to be able to make it, man, And I go, but if something changes, I'll definitely let you know. So I had messaged the commissioner over there, and I'm like, hey, so when's the fights, and I just want to confirm, make sure that they're on this date. And he goes, you know what? He goes, they got canceled. He got back to me a couple days later. He goes, you know what? It got canceled. And actually, fights got canceled, for the rest of the year. And I was like, wow. Yeah, which I thought it was kind of odd because usually this time of the year, it's the best time to throw the fights.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So right away, I messaged Fernie, just a few minutes right afterwards. I go, hey, you know what? You still need me? I said, yeah. I go, I'm in. I'm in, because, Fernie does a good thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? He does a really good thing. I had already verbally committed over there. So I was kind of like, man, But as soon as I got the chance, I'm like, yeah, I'm there, man. I'm there to support, Unfortunately, I missed the last one that Fernie did because my son, he was actually moving.
That's right. I remember that.
And I missed that one. And my plan was I was just going to go up there, help him for a couple hours, come back down. Bro, I didn't get back till like 4 a.m.
Yeah, never the case, bro. Not with moving.
Hey, and he knows my son, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
My oldest, so he's like, no, brother, I understand. You know what? Do what you got to do.
Yeah, do your
I
thing.
get it, and I was like, bro, I got you on the next one, and luckily it worked out, bro. I was like, man, I don't want to let
It's
him
always
down.
good to have Dan on the shows because, I mean, he's either he can referee, he can timekeep, he can judge, he can do a little bit of everything, so it's just wherever I need him.
Yeah,
And we'll let
absolutely.
them know a little behind the scenes. This is how we got him to come out. We've been trying to get Danny back over here.
I know.
And he's like, okay, I'm going to try it. I'll see what's up. I'll see what's
I
up.
kept asking Jenna, I was like, hey, so when's Danny going to go? He's like, I don't know. You
don't like us no more? What's
right?
going on?
I was like, we're going to have Fernie on the show. What? I'm there. Yeah.
Oh, Fernie's gonna be on. I haven't seen Fernie in a minute.
Yes,
He got this
sir.
event coming up.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah, the stars got to align for this one.
Yes.
So let's do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Go show some love right here to his podcast as well,
Yeah,
man.
the Eazy D podcast. Definitely.
It's been on pause for a while. As you guys know, I moved from my old place to another place, and I just don't have the room right now.
Right on.
But it's not. I didn't quit the podcast. I'll still load up videos of my son's football games and stuff like that. But I just haven't had a chance, and I don't have a room. I don't have the room to do it right now. And it's unfortunate. But as soon as I get a spot, we're back on.
You're
now.
back
We're,
on.
we're, we're
Nice.
back on,
Nice.
and we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling, and have on whatever we want to talk about, man. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? I mean, I got, I'll talk about anything. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I'll talk about coin flipping if you want.
Oh, let's go. 30, 40 minutes, I'm going right there, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about anything. Yeah, my wife, she hates it. She hates whenever I go somewhere. It's like, could you please not talk to nobody, And I'm like, everywhere I go, I run into somebody I might know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, don't even go to Walmart.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
But I always run into somebody, and it's just because of the sports and podcasts, the MMA stuff, the boxing and
Also, your personality, bro. Come on, you gotta admit that. Like, you're out there. You're out there.
Some people would argue with that. You're like, personality, what the hell? But see, out of my employment area, people don't really know me. You guys know me outside of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm a different person. And sometimes you got to be a different person from work.
Yeah.
Like Jedi, I didn't know he was all quiet. I see him come in.
Yeah, so I get what he means at first.
he ain't
Like,
talking to nobody. He's like, "God damn,
like
throw
the
this
first
goddamn-"
year.
You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm like, what's going on with this guy? He's so quiet, but damn, So finally, I broke the ice with him, and we started talking. I had a question about podcasting, and he perked up. He's like, yeah, I know a little bit about that, and so that's how we hooked up, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I see him almost every day. Well, there was a minute there I didn't see you for a while. I was kind of worried. I was like, where's my boy at? I haven't seen him, but he was on a different shift.
Yeah,
too.
moving to nights.
Yeah, so
Our swing shift.
yeah, so it took a minute to get back, but I'm happy. I'm glad everybody's
Before
doing good.
boxing, were you shy too, or no?
Believe it or not, I was. Ever since grade school. So I was that kid that I
Really?
was just in the background, and unbeknownst to me, I was gonna end up being a ring announcer, right, for boxing and MMA. And
Awesome
I
ring
did a Muay
announcer
Thai.
too, man.
I did a
Awesome ring
Muay Thai
announcer.
event too.
Man,
That was exciting.
damn.
So, Muay Thai is a brutal.
You just
sport,
did an
bro.
event in India. Or
I
something,
did.
right?
Yeah, it was Battle in the Desert.
Battle
by
in
the
the
way, with my
Desert.
good friend Cubano. He put on a good show up there. Man, I think it was a good 1,000 people there, bro.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
wow.
He had it at the Cathedral City Amphitheater, which is a
Damn.
huge open area
Yeah.
with a nice stage, nice setup. It was just awesome. So proud of that kid because he, as a matter of fact, we fought each other.
Oh,
Back in
really?
2018 was my last fight with him.
Yeah.
And we won't talk about that fight. It's a little controversial fight. But anyways, he said, man, I think I want to do one over here. I think there's potential. I says, go for it, brother. You just got to do it. The first couple of shows, I helped him out a little bit. He's been flying on his own ever since, and he's just been progressing. Every show gets better, bro.
And you know what, Fernie, that's what it's about. That's
Yeah.
about helping somebody,
Of
to
course.
get off the ground a little bit.
Absolutely.
No egos, none of that.
None.
Well, I'm better than you, or blah, blah, blah,
None.
blah. Because, I find that a lot of it's the problem, especially locally.
I'm
You know
that,
what I
yeah,
mean?
and I'm that person to always give that lending hand if I
Yeah.
can. I'm in the business too. I have my two businesses going on. I do security work. I do executive protection. I'm a bodyguard. I was a bodyguard for 3 years for a family up in L.A.
Damn.
I do a little bit of everything, a little bit of this and that. But I was always that shy kid in the background. Believe it or not, I was a special ed kid in elementary in Meadows Union. Put in special ed because I was a troubled kid.
Right.
Back then, they did that.
Yes.
They didn't want to deal with you.
Uh-huh.
You know, they didn't want to deal with a kid that is a troublemaker kid. So let's put them over there with the special kids, you know. So I ended up there for a little bit. And, you know, after that, I just kind of, it had to have been, I got involved in gangs as a kid because I really wanted to be part of something. I remember the main reason for me, you know, at that time. I want to be part of this group, and this is where I took off and did that. So, I mean, from there, I became a police officer, and then, you know,
A better gang.
a better gang,
Yeah.
bigger and better.
Yeah, even better gang.
Yeah, did 20 years on that. Retired in 2013, and then took a year and a half off to write a book. Not published. I wrote an autobiography of my story. Has not been published yet. I really need to get that done.
Why, Fernie? You
I
gotta
don't
let
know,
the story
bro.
out,
I
bro.
know. I do. And I spoke to a friend of mine who also authored 3 books. He says, "Man, I'm waiting for your book." I'm like, I can't release it. So I took some time off after my sister passed away in 2018. So I think that's kind of got me a little bit not, you know. But it's in through. It ended up being in through the editing process. So.
Now, is that something that you actually pen to paper all on your own, or did you have somebody like?
I was trying to hire a
through it?
ghostwriter, but I didn't do that. I ended up doing it on my own, and I figured that the only way to do it is to move out of here and isolate myself. I ended up taking my first retirement check in 2013, moved to the city of Palm Desert in a gated community, and just locked myself in a room, brother.
Yeah.
You know, I had no kids. My kids are all grown. They were up in Georgia, and just started typing and researching, calling my parents for research, and you know, where was I? You know, where did you know, what was the story growing up, and of course, you know, growing up in Mexicali in this gang-infested, drug-infested area, La Baja, you know. Growing up and seeing all the things that I saw there, and how in the world did I end up being a cop, and then now to professional ring announcer, and then of course owning the 2 businesses that I have, and a bodyguard, just to throw it on top.
Yeah, wow. Yeah,
Just
I
a
didn't
little
know
cherry
that,
on
Fernie.
top. No, not a lot of
you
people
got some
do.
layers to you,
Not
brother.
a lot of
You
people
got some
do.
layers to you.
Yeah. Not a lot of people do. I'll get away. I'll be gone for 2-3 days. I'll get calls. I'm on a rotation list for a company. Worked the Oscars for 2 years. That was a great experience, bro.
Oh, huh.
Wow.
Were you there for the slap?
No,
Were you there for the snakes?
I was not there for the
You
slap.
there for the slap?
How'd you bring that up, bro?
Yeah. I
Open
wish I
up
would have,
old
though,
wounds.
bro. That would have been great. Imagine taking him down. Hey, what are you doing? But got to work.
He's
with
getting
some
jiggy with it.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah. But I got to do that. A couple of escorts. Got to work with some famous people, not so famous people, billionaire families. and
Oh
things
shit!
Like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, those are the unknown stories I really don't tell nobody. It's just just part. I look at it as work and come back home and put my money away and
You need to either
not
add it,
work for 2-3 months and then come back again and do it again and.
add it to the book or make volume.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. It might be because I have 20 years worth of stories at the PD. So someone says, "Why don't you just do a book on the PD and the aftermath of the PD?" But yeah.
Definitely got a lot of layers.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Then it seems like you definitely got more to add to that book.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, brother.
Yeah.
There's out there. There's a lot out there that untold stories that I have here, and then we only share with friends when you're out barbecuing. They've been there and then seen it, and just the loss of friends that I had. I just recently lost a friend, Ronnie Quinn, R.I.P.
Oh man.
Got worked with him for many years, and but those stories that you kind of live with them, and they stay in your heart and mind for many years. But maybe one day we'll get it done. I love writing, bro. I love writing. Never good in school, but I love writing.
That's cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm like looking for. Now I have to push
Right.
you to get that first one out, bro.
I'll
read
do,
it
brother.
for sure.
Hopefully one day for sure I'll get it out there.
Because you never know what a book like that could lead to. Man.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you never do know.
From a book to a documentary, man. You never know.
Never know. There's actually quite a bit of them that came out of here in the Imperial Valley. People that grew up here, that later wrote books, and their stories.
Oh yeah,
out there, man.
yeah. We've had some people on the show here that
Really?
that come out of the valley. That actually work behind the scenes in movies, and and you
That's
just
great,
don't,
brother.
you
don't expect.
you don't expect
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Shit, my claim to fame on a movie, I was actually an extra on that movie, Jarhead.
Yeah.
Which one?
Right.
Jarhead?
Well, I was a motor cop in the parade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was at the time I was working at the PD. I was a motor cop.
Oh, nice.
wow.
And they were looking for 2 motor cops to come out on the parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually got to sit right next to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
He plays a chess player.
He's playing chess.
He was playing chess.
Yeah. In fact,
Amazing.
when we were out in the desert when they were filming, we were on a break, and oh man, dude, I'll tell you something about they take a lot of breaks. In between shots, oh man, it's one of the most boring jobs, bro. I'm serious. I was like, this is gonna be cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, it was so boring, and then it looked like a high school reunion out there too.
Hey, let me tell you. Yeah, you start seeing everybody.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you out here too? Said, you ain't gonna make it.
Oh,
you know, bunch of haters. But I'm walking and I'm going to go get a soda, and unbeknownst to me, that the area where they had all the snacks and all the goodies and all that
Craft
stuff,
foods. Yeah.
that was all for the actors. And we just walked up in there, and I'm like, started grabbing a sandwich, some sodas, and this and that. And I see those directors' chairs,
Right.
You know, and I look, Gyllenhaal. I'm like, Gyllenhaal, that's our actor. Fox. I'm like,
Oh.
and then before I knew, I'm like, oh, we're in the wrong area.
Yeah.
we're not supposed to be right here. You know what I mean? I grabbed my Coke and went back. You know, but one of those times that I was walking, I see this dude playing chess with another guy, and I'm walking. I'm looking at him. He just has this real serious face and has his shades on. I'm like, damn, that guy looks like Jamie Foxx. I just kept walking. I turned around and looked again. Oh shit! It is Jamie Foxx. You know,
Yeah.
walked right by him.
How
You know?
interesting.
I was like, yeah, it was pretty cool though. It was a cool experience. There's a scene where they're running down the hill and the bombs are going off, the motors and all that.
Yeah.
I was in one of those foxholes right there. You can't see me, but I know I was right there.
Mike Capisci
right there.
did that too. Mike Capisci was also in that.
Oh, really?
He said he was in a foxhole as well.
Yeah.
My area came when I was in the parade on Main Street. That's
Yeah.
where they filmed. On Main Street is that just little that stretch from like the right in front of the Caress Theater. From there all the way down to 4th Street.
Yeah.
So the movie premiere comes out, right? So we're all excited. Oh, yeah, I took all my kids. I'm like, come on, I'm famous. And came out in the movie. And, bro, wouldn't you freaking know that all day we filmed, I think we filmed 3 days.
Yeah.
For like a split millisecond.
Oh, the
I'm coming in the
parade, yeah.
parade, and all you can see is my freaking elbow as I'm turning. That's me.
That's my
That's
elbow.
my elbow. I said, because I was doing it with John, God, what was his last name? Good buddy of mine. He was a white guy, so I knew it wasn't a white guy's
white
elbow.
elbow.
It was a brown elbow. I didn't have my tattoos, but it was brown skin. I said, that's my
That's me.
elbow. Shoot, where you want me to sign at? You know?
I'm the elbow
Crazy.
guy.
Yeah, I'm the elbow guy. No se miró nada, bro. Not even the bikes. You can see the bikes. And then as the cameras were coming down, and then we were supposed to turn on 4th Street, and as we're turning, it just glazed us right there. The camera did, and that was it.
Man.
That was my half a millisecond of fame.
Yeah.
You know.
I have an experience like that too. Extreme Home Makeover. Remember that show?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm living in San Bernardino, and they're making over this house. So everybody's out there. Ty Pennington's out there, talking to the crowd, and standing in there. And then he goes. So one of the producers comes up to him and says, "We need extras. We need to start moving all this wood, everything." Mm-hmm. And then they're like, you, and they point at me.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, they're like, all right, give them a home improvement shirt, and I threw it on. Wow. They're like, get in there.
What were you doing though?
They said, don't look at the cameras.
I'm saying, how'd you get there?
We just went to watch. Yeah.
Oh, they were just what? Out of the crowd.
Yeah. So we're out of the. They needed help, and they're like, don't look at the cameras, just work.
Right.
You know, it was like cool. And so I'm moving stuff, and I just see the camera go by. And then that Sunday, because it would premiere on Sunday nights, I called my mom. I called everybody. Said, I'm going to be on TV. And sure enough, I'm right there, and I'm moving stuff. And it's just like,
you're like, Mama, I made it.
Made it.
Yeah, so, you know, yeah.
¿Cómo que you made it?
You know,
no, she was like, that's me.
But it was that was a cool experience too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you know, so
awesome.
And it's crazy how it came about. How you were just there watching.
You were just there watching, and they needed extra, you know, start moving everything. And
I thought he was gonna say, no, I was taking out the trash, and they saw me, they picked me out, said, you get over here.
No, and the speaking of extras, right there where I was doing the movie, it was a parade, so they needed people to be in the parade.
Yeah.
And man, the extras that they got, it was like, oh my God, I arrested that guy. All right, shit. Keep going. And it was, hey, Lara. keep going. But yeah, a lot of people you recognize. We're in the valley, you know everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
it's easy to run into people.
Yeah, but I just couldn't believe they got that. I won't say his name, you know, but I saw him. I was like, look at this guy. He's all got it made. Because they would give you clothes and everything, brother. They had a big old wardrobe even for the people that were there as extras. And it's like, wow.
I think that was one of the last scenes that they were filming for that.
It was.
Yeah, because I remember they told me about it. I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean, I was done. I was tired of being in the damn foxhole all the time.
It's boring.
Yeah.
It's boring. And I mean, just doing take after take, it just gets real boring. It's just, you know.
But it was a cool experience to see how they do stuff. It was neat. It was cool.
Yeah. I figured I wasn't built for fame at that time. I think I'll go a different route. You know? Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, at least it didn't go to his elbow.
That's right. Yeah.
So what have you guys been up to?
Just grinding, doing the podcast, man, DJing, and
yeah, you finally got a break from DJing this weekend, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, Friday I'm booked, but Saturday I just at the other job.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I told them they need to come through, bro. They need to come through the
brother. And let me tell you something. It's being a DJ and being an entertainer like that, you're giving up all your weekends, basically, right? I mean, because, you know, I know Tony G. I know, I'm sure you know Tony G, good friend
Legend,
of mine. Yeah, big time. Big on the 90s hits and, you know, old school, you know, type of DJing. But I always want to book the room where he's at, and he's always doing this. Just Fernie, I'm booked. I says all my weekends are gone. Like, man, this guy doesn't really get any weekends off. So what's his real?
These guys right here,
same as you guys, right? Because that's what you guys do.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, funny thing is like, my cousin was gonna get married, right? And I told him, he told me, he goes, well, I was talking to my fiance, and we're thinking of booking you, but we just want you to enjoy of course, the party with everybody else.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, look it, I said, if you don't book me, and if I book something else, I will not be at your wedding.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be there.
You know, so I said, you either book me and take the chance that more than likely it's November, so it's like I'm gonna be booked.
Yeah.
So I said, you better book me now. You know, and he's all, well, I guess I'll have to book you because I want you there, you know. So, but.
No, that's true. It's a big sacrifice. I'll put my age out there, I guess. I've been doing it for like 16, 17 years. And, you miss out on birthday parties. You miss out on, holidays, you know.
Yeah.
But it's got to do what you got to do, man.
Absolutely. You know, being a cop for 20 years, I'll tell you what, I gave up, you know, Christmases – because, you know, you're 24/7, especially when I was working. Well, we won't go into that. But anyway, being a cop, you give up every holiday, you know, because, you know, there's 24/7 security. You got to just be there. After I retired in 2013, I obviously had all the time in the world to attend family parties and Thanksgiving and get-togethers. And I'll tell you what, man, I wasn't, like, all for it. anymore. It was like, it felt weird. It felt weird.
I know what he means. I know what he means. Yeah.
To the day, bro, I can't go to a birthday party without just feeling antsy and the anxiety kicking in and out of place. Yeah. Because I'm like, man, I was never around before. Why now? You know, so it was just one of those things that I really had to readjust myself back into society after retiring after 20 years of missing all that. I'm telling you, I love working Christmas and New Year's Eve. Yeah. You know, but I had my kids growing up, and I said with kids. I mean, I wasn't there.
Right.
You know?
Here's one thing that's a trip. DJing, being an entertainer, I don't mind being in front of a big group of people, but I feel awkward being in with the people.
The center of attention.
Yeah. Well, no. I don't mind being in front.
Okay.
Like, you're isolated, kind of.
Okay.
But when you're mixed in with the crowd, like, believe it or not, like, I don't, like, on my days off, I don't go out. Like, I'm not looking to go here and there, blah, blah. No, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if I get, like, a little bit of anxiety or I don't feel, I don't know. It's weird.
It is. It's. I think with me, it's like, I don't like to go in high public places where there's a lot of people. I mean, if it's a Costco thing or I can't even remember last time I've been to Walmart. But usually I'll send my son or somebody else, you know, that can go for me. But I just don't, for some reason, I just don't feel, I don't know, it's a weird feeling. Anxiety, I guess, kicks in. And when it comes to, and people say, well, how can you entertain over 1,000 people on the microphone? I says, let me tell you. When I retired as a cop, I did a year and a half of therapy to readjust back into society, talking to a therapist and then just, you know, going through all the things that you've experienced in the 20 years of what you've seen, death, this, that. So my therapist said that, because I asked her, I says, how do you figure I can entertain? He goes, the microphone, once you start speaking, it's your security blanket. So that right there,
it's your comfort.
It's my comfort zone.
Wow.
Just to be able to entertain people, and they can be a lot of people.
Yeah. And plus, I would think it has something to do with the fact that, you know, at that moment you're in control.
Right.
You can dictate what's going on.
Right.
Because you got the mic.
Right.
Yeah.
You're in charge.
Yeah.
I love that feeling.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You're at the wheel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're running the show.
You're running the show.
I was telling about, you know, we were talking about this weekend, you know, we DJ'd Halloween Bash at 805 here in Brawley, and they were like, do you want to host the costume contest? Yeah, and man, I had everybody laughing. I had you know, booing, you know, everything. It was just a mix, you know. But and
haters,
yeah, right. But I loved it, you know, because I could feel the energy, and when I feel the crowd's energy, it helps. You know, it's just like, I don't know, it gives you like almost like an adrenaline rush.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
and it gives you a boost.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's an awesome feeling. Yeah, it is.
You know where I do get my nerves kick 100% is doing a show in Mexicali.
Oh, really?
Because I got to do the Espanol, bro.
Oh, fuck.
And check this out. If you don't pronounce the proper name, if you don't roll the right R's where they're supposed to be, and you being Mexican,
we're screwed, bro.
We're screwed.
In a crowd where there's a bunch of Mexicans that have been drinking, come on.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean.
And
we're drinking tomorrow.
I've done it once where I just like, damn, I think I messed up. Well, I didn't say the city where he was from.
Yeah.
Right. I think I might have mixed something up. I mean, you know, I'm Mexican, born in Mexicali, but at the age of 4, I became, you know, a U.S. citizen and was educated here. My Spanish started breaking as a kid growing up because at home we weren't allowed to speak Spanish. But, I mean, English. When we were in Mexicali, then you had to speak Spanish. Right. Because my cousins, my grandma, and everybody that you go visit over there. So it got lost somewhere in there. The pronunciation is good. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, that's there.
That's natural.
That's natural. It comes out because, you know, no matter how many times you rehearse it and you get it and until you get it right. That's why when I study fight cards, I get them from the promoter right away and start making sure I get everybody right.
Yeah, people don't know like what it takes for a ring announcer to prep for that job.
Yeah, brother.
People don't understand. There's a lot of stuff that you gotta.
We feel it because we gotta do weddings and quinceañeras and like
but not the general public. Has no clue what. And it's hard to get it down right. You gotta study that stuff.
I just did a cheer competition on Sunday, and they didn't tell me they had someone to announce. I was like, cool, I'll just provide the music. They're like, can you say the names? So I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I screwed up a couple names, but I mean, I wasn't prepped for it, but I tried my best. Sorry, guys.
Absolutely. Well, thank God. Okay, and this might sound a little. Not inappropriate, but sometimes I ain't got no goddamn filter, bro. I'm gonna say it. Thank God that you're like a party DJ and not a strip DJ. Because the last thing you want to hear is like, coming to the stage. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my bad, Ron. I'm sorry. Wrong job. My bad. I told you I wasn't ready for this.
Aquí viene la pista número uno. La chica Noni Sacano.
Like, you've done that job before, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's not natural, bro.
Right. Bro, that was you behind
that was not me.
Wait, really quick. Say diamond to the stage.
Diamond to the stage.
It was him.
That was him.
From the green door.
No, but all jokes aside, no, that's cool, bro. You did the cheer event. That was cool.
But yeah, you no matter what, I think we still get a little nervous enunciating anything.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Where one of the places I get the most nervous, bro, and I finally just try to block it out, is when in Mexicali when I'm refereeing, a lot of times the announcer, puts the mic right under your arm.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to bring the fighters here to the center. You got to tell them, you know what? We've went over the rules already in the dressing room. Any questions from the red corner? Any questions from, you know what I mean? Sometimes I don't even give them a chance to answer. They're just, you know what I mean? Because I already generally
just want to get the show going.
And then I would do it in Spanish too. And I would,
gotcha,
bro. I would fuck it up, And finally I said, screw it. I'm an American. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm Mexican, but yes, I'm an American. I'm going to do it in English. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see Herb Dean doing it in Spanish.
I had a promoter.
And I'm darker than him.
Yeah, I had a promoter one time.
Subtitles, bro. Subtitles.
Really? Right. I had a promoter one time, Tommy, in Mexicali. Was doing a show up there, and he said, bro, do it in English. Yeah. You sound better in English. You sound more, their energy level is better in English. Yeah. I'm like, okay, man, if that's what you want, I'll do it.
I think because that's, like I said, we all grew up in Mexican homes, speak Spanish at the house, speak English in the streets, but then it's just like you said, as you gradually get older,
it breaks down.
It breaks down. So you're in your comfort zone speaking in English and announcing in English, but it's just like, and I think we hold back when we have to announce in Spanish, anything, and it's just like, shit, am I gonna say this right? Because it's in the back of your head, but when it's natural to us when we're speaking in English and it just flows, but it still comes.
And you really can't say it in a slang term. The slang terminology is definitely out of the question when you're ring announcing professionally. You gotta sound pro. Yeah, that's key. My maestro, who's Sonny Franco from up north in the LA area, he first taught me. He says, "Look, you're looking professional. You gotta sound professional all the time, and you got that Spanish English ability, to do it, and you're gonna be successful." And the first thing that comes out of my mouth, whether it's there or here, because a lot of times in boxing, it's a big Hispanic community in boxing, is like, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros. I get that perfect, and people are like, "Oh shit, this guy's all right.
This guy's a professional.
This guy's good. He's a professional. He looks good. His shoes are shine." But then I get the name wrong. I'm like, que la chingada.
Ya lo cagó.
You messing it up. But,
and Mexicans will cut you up, bro.
But you know what? I think that's why I only enjoy Canelo's interviews in Spanish.
Right? Yeah. Well, he's getting better in English, though.
Get the fuck out of here.
Remember that, bro? That was video, bro. That was so crazy.
He almost sounded like Joe Pesci right there.
Right? Almost sounded Italian, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna fuck you out. Like
Fuck you out, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, such a classic right there, bro.
Yeah, that.
Fernie, on ring announcing, I have found that ring announcer, it's like that's the guy that kicks it off, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that. Like, sometimes you get a ring announcer that'll just, not bland, but not a whole lot of energy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely get you.
And I've been there when you do it. You bring that energy.
Yeah,
and not everybody can do it.
Thank you. Yeah.
And a couple events ago, this in the beginning of the year, I did one in Mex, and one of the guys that was ring announcing, we never worked together.
Okay.
He's an ex-fighter and stuff, and he started doing ring announcing, and he's actually pretty good. Pretty good guy. And I was shocked, bro, as the energy that he brought, because I didn't expect that from him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, shit, it got me pumped.
Nice,
as a referee,
brother.
it got me pumped. It got me focused.
Oh, that's cool.
And I looked over at him. I go, dude, keep doing that.
Yes.
Keep doing that. He goes, what do you
Yes.
mean? What you just did, bring that energy.
Yes.
Like I could feel the crowd.
Is it a young guy?
I think you probably know him, David Romero. He's done a few of them.
Has he?
Yeah. Okay. He's a local guy,
Yeah.
and he's been getting a little bit into,
Gotcha.
and but he's and no disrespect, he is still green.
No,
he doesn't
yeah.
have experience like you got.
Well, I mean,
but
getting more shows would give
and I
he'll
told him,
get it.
dude, keep doing it.
Yes,
keep doing
absolutely.
it. And I'm not talking bad about other ring announcers, but one of the last events, he was good. He's a professional ring announcer as well, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that energy, like, because think about it. You got two guys in a cage, basically in their underwear, and they're gonna throw down. They're putting everything out in the crowd.
Gotta pump them up.
It's
brother.
true. It takes
what it's
nuts,
all
bro,
about.
to go out there and you're half naked already, bro. You
Yeah,
know, and
you're ready to
you're gonna expose everything
Yes.
right there, whether you got it or not, whether you
Yes.
should be in there or not.
And one of the things I like to look at is I'm ring announcing. I'm staring at the person I'm ring announcing right at that time that I'm just about to explode and say his name.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, él es, and boom.
Yes.
And I can just see in his he
Gets
gets
him pumped.
excited,
Yeah.
he gets pumped, he's jumping up and down. I'm like, fuck, I got him.
Yes,
I did it.
And that's one of the things I think a lot of promotions and stuff take for granted, that ring announcer is so vital, so crucial to that event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you want to have a successful and a memorable event.
Sure.
I think a lot of it starts with that ring announcer.
Sure.
Definitely.
Because, like I said, you're the maestro.
Yeah.
You're kicking it off.
Certainly can't do a Bruce Buffer though. In
I was
MMA.
about to
I know,
ask,
it's
like,
just-
no,
it's
like,
different.
like, where do you guys go for that? Like, for boxing, obviously you can, like, I look up to this guy, but when you guys switch over to ring announcer,
Yeah, you know
do you
what?
just, or do you just have to find it like any?
I've been told by promoters to pick up the hype when I bring announcers. I'm like, look, that's not really my style. I mean, I have one style, and this is it. So, Bruce Buffer, I cannot give you. I mean, I don't like to copy other ring announcers, especially the pros. You got, Bruce Buffer. You got, Michael Buffer. You got Jimmy Lennon Jr. I love those guys, and those are the guys that I love learning from.
Right.
But I have my own style. If I can pick a little bit from everybody, brother, I mean, I think that's going to be my style.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
that's almost with anything.
Sure.
You know, you just gotta take a little bit here, take
Yeah.
a little bit there, and
Yeah.
kind of blend it, mold it, and make it your own
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
You know, and that's man.
Yeah,
that's-
and I've had people tell me, God, why come you don't say, let's get ready to rumble? I says, are you kidding me? I says, I can't say that.
You want me to get sued?
Dude, also, yeah.
I mean, heck no. Or what does Bruce Buffer say?
It's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
I can't even use those terms.
Right.
For many years, and I've been looking for my signature punch. I can't get it till this day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day it'll come out.
It'll come, bro.
It'll
You
come.
watch one day.
But it's got to come within.
It has to
It
be
can't
organic.
be coming out. Right. My maestro, Sonny Franco, is Let the Battle Begin.
Oh,
He-
cool.
That's a cool one.
That's a really good one, right?
Yeah.
Because it works for both MMA and boxing.
Yeah.
So he has that copy written, so nobody can actually take that. And of course, Jimmy Lennon, and it's showtime, and the lights turn on, and then just I don't have that punch yet. So once I get it, maybe it's time to step it up to the Vegas games. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll
yeah,
see.
no,
Anything is possible, man.
Yeah, of course, but
Anything's
I'm
possible.
having fun with it right now, brother, because that's what it's all about, is having fun. The second I start saying, okay, this is business, I'm going to probably mess that up. so I'm just going to stick with the fun part of it, yeah.
No, but again, man, I don't think ring announcers get enough credit for what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because I felt it, bro. I felt it. I was like, oh man, and that got me excited for the next event.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I mean, I was like, oh hell yeah, and you see it. Like I said, you feel the crowd, you feel that energy.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you hear people say it. Oh, you feel the energy from the crowd, and and I'm like, well, I'm not a fighter, so how am I going to feel
And
that?
the microphone coming underneath the armpit area, I always ask my referees,
Yeah.
you want the mic? They say no? Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at your third man in the ring,
Yeah.
is so-and-so.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I don't feel that comfortable with it, but I know it's part of the show.
It is.
It's part of the show. So if you can do it, or whether you like it or not, I feel that you have a responsibility, for the promotion, for the fans, for the fighters,
Of course.
to try and make a good moment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because like I said, it takes so much, for those guys to get in that ring, man. It's no joke, dude.
No, and I tell them, I says, look, this is your time. This is
your
nobody
moment.
else's time. It's just your moment. From the second that your song starts, my show on Saturday, that's my production. Nobody, I don't have to answer to no promoter, no nothing. I make that show the way I like it, the way I see it, and the way I want to just promote the fighters. And to me, the fighters bring the entertainment to the Imperial Valley. To me, it's not just me announcing them, it's them coming up to the ring, even those that are debuting for the first time ever. Last show, we had a real estate guy come up, never fought before, very athletic kid, young guy, got out there and he was a main event. How do you get from a debut into a main event? But I put him because he had a huge following. Is just looking at it from a promoter's perspective.
Of course.
If you have a huge following, all the people in the real estate are going to go see this guy fight. You better be fighting for one of these.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's well worth it. It's well deserved, and you're going to sell tickets. So you're going to, you're going to fight for something good. He put on a great show. He lost, but he put on a great show. He did really good. I think that was the show you didn't go to, bro.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I don't remember that one.
Definitely want to start doing 2 shows a year, one in April, one late, in the year. So time is the time of the month you choose to do entertainment here is especially if you're doing outside venues.
Yeah.
It's really hard to, because we're in November. I remember we did a show at 413. I don't know if you were there, Dan.
Yeah, I think I did.
Remember that night was so freaking cold,
It was
bro?
very cold that night.
If I would have sold hot chocolate instead of beer, we would have made a killing. But the day prior was freaking hot.
Yeah.
I was walking around in sandals and flip-flops, just walking around in shorts. So it's just hard to just have a perfect day of entertainment. I've done shows in April and it's still freaking hot. But hot, you hot, and plus you serve free popcorn. You're gonna get thirsty and you start drinking all the beer. It's just the business of entertainment.
Yeah, no, you got to make your end also.
Right,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? Because you're doing it, and you're putting it back into the
Yes,
gym and all
yes,
that
yes.
stuff.
For the kids to go out and travel, and then I was telling George the other day, me and George Munoz were talking about how we used to take kids all the way to Kansas City, and we used to take up to 12 kids. It is so hard to take 5 kids nowadays, bro. It's difficult. Everything's expensive. The gasoline, the hotels, the food, everything. So it's hard for us to take. And some of these kids come with low-income families.
Right.
So we can expect them, not all of them, some come with good families, but we can expect them to buy and to, you know, to help out. And some offer, and we appreciate it, but, you know, we like to give those kids the opportunity to get out of the Imperial Valley. And there's kids that never even been to the freaking beach, and let alone, you know, a bigger place like Kansas City where we used to go to, and, you know, Missouri, and, you know, we've been all over the place, Dallas and all that, but all that costs money. You know, we went to Canada. Canada. Soup Canada. We took,
that like?
and I ended up ring-announcing that gig 2 years after. So it's an all-female boxing show in Souk, BC, in Canada. And they ended up getting me as the official ring announcer. So I ended up getting into, I'm there every May. I'm in Canada ring announcing that show.
Really?
Yeah, brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, eh?
Yeah.
Right. Is there any Mexicans over there?
No, you know, but it's Mexico, Canada, USA.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of everything. So you know, so it's fun job, fun people, the nicest people. Promoter's such a sweet lady, so she puts me in a good place. You know, gets me a driver.
Man.
Come on, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't go wrong.
Man.
So, but yeah, it was just real good to go over there and help out, and this is just me helping them out. It's just, hey, you want to be our official ring announcer? Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
I'm
Love
there,
that.
eh?
Shout out to Canada.
Yeah, man.
So far,
for sure.
you've been the only one, right? Lately, throwing events down here for boxing.
Yeah. I wish that, you know what? Remember Forces Collide?
Yeah.
La Gente?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I wish that would come back.
Yeah.
I wish that would come back because
Was that like another version of Battle of the Badges?
It was another version of Battle of the Badges. I think it was more military than it was cops.
Yeah.
It's hard to get cops involved nowadays. I mean, I know Cuban show Battle in the Desert are all cops, but he's active PD. He's active Cathedral City PD, so it's easier for him.
Right.
Being retired, a year after retirement, everybody forgets who you are, bro. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, while you're a police officer, while you're there, you're in the brotherhood, everything's good, but then the second you're out, a new guy comes in and you're just forgotten. Yeah. You know, Fernie who? Well, you know, but so you create your own and you make your own. So I went from Battle of the Badges to anybody that wants to fight, man. You know, we're taking real estate guys. We're taking the guy at the Pico Market.
Pico Market. So you ever getting guys that got like a grudge? They got some kind of beef
grudge matches. We had 2, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think one of them was from.
Like they really didn't like each other. Like,
yeah, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah. So which was very. It didn't last too long. I think they both fell, but they never fought before. They both fell on this first round. Second round they got up, and then they went at it again, and then they called it off. So it didn't last too long, but then after that, they were both seen having beers and having a good time after that.
That's good, man.
That was a good thing, no?
Yeah,
Good way to
that
squash
was a
it,
good
I guess.
outcome.
They were both, I remember they were both working for the same company.
Oh man.
It was, I can't remember what company, some agricultural company. And,
That's fine. We won't have to put it out there.
no, I know, but
Stir up some more bad blood.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, and just a public service announcement here. Anybody that wants to come up and fight, hit me up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if the weight's right, the experience level of experience is right, I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Definitely make it
I
happen.
like that shit.
And
Those-
don't bring in people, man.
Yeah, grudge match sounds good.
Grudge
'cause
matches bring in people.
There's a couple people that want to put a dent on their
Yeah,
heads.
That's already thinking. He's making a list.
Right? Yeah, Danny.
Yeah, he's got a list coming up,
Yeah,
boy.
as a matter of
I mean,
fact,
I would love to have someone from Brawley Beef versus an employee from Walmart. That would be great, wouldn't it? or Walmart versus what's the other one? Target.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
Right across from
You know?
there, you know.
Little Caesars versus Pizza Hut.
We almost had one of those. We had I think it was a fast food restaurant versus another fast food restaurant. So, hey, in the name of entertainment, brother, we'll make it happen.
Okay, we have Ross employees against DD's employees.
Boom.
Right next door, right there.
Right?
And then you got PetSmart and Petco across the way.
Wow.
Oh,
Damn, we started some beef
Promoted
today.
so, man.
Now you need to get that realtor to get somebody else from another realtor.
Actually, I spoke to him because I saw him working out. The guy is he just loves working out, bro. He's an athlete. Yeah. And I saw him and I sent him a message. I says, bro, you getting ready? I got your fight, brother. I got your fight. He goes, oh, man, as much as I'd love to, but I'll wait for the next one. So he's on standby. Yeah. You know, I'll be giving him a call around February, getting ready for April. But yeah, the matchmaking is as difficult as you think it is because I try to make it as even as I can. I cannot have someone with a high level of experience versus someone that's never been in the ring before. Right. I don't care how many street fights you've had. You know, that doesn't count. Boxing is a whole new beast. The second that you can't throw a kick and you can't throw an elbow, you can only use your hands, it changes the game. Mm-hmm. It's a game changer.
You throw those gloves on.
And then they start feeling like, 20-pound sandbags after 2 minutes of boxing. You know, your legs give out.
Yeah. Like in Mexicali, they'll have like exhibitions, of they're not actually, considered part of the event, but it's just a quick exhibition. They might do some grappling or they might do some Muay Thai, stuff like that, Right. I mean, has anybody ever asked, like, hey, can I do an MMA match with somebody?
I've done that, but one time I remember Joe Diaz. Joe Diaz from, Joe.
He's from Holtville.
Holtville. Yeah. Joe Diaz ended up finding another guy. God, I can't remember his name, but they both did a grappling that was on halftime intermission of my boxing show. Yeah. And it was pretty entertaining, bro, to say the least. People were, like, really into it. And because it just... Maybe it's just like, oh, wait a minute, I thought we were watching boxing. Now it's this. I'm like, oh, okay, wow, you get that 2 for 1. Yeah. I ended up buying a cage at one time, and I thought about doing the cage, doing the grappling, and throwing a couple of boxing into it and just mix it up a little bit. But I ended up getting rid of the cage.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I bought it at a bad time, and COVID hit, and I had the cage still collecting dust, and I'm like, I got to get rid of it.
Yeah, you might want to experiment and just give it a try.
That would be something very interesting.
Yeah, it can still be done in a ring. The only thing that the floor it's a little bit unforgiving on a boxing ring. We'd have to kind of pad it up a little bit. But it's, I mean, that's what Pride used to do. Pride was in a ring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
that's how it all started, right?
Yeah. It's just different tactics. You're in a ring, not in a cage.
Well, a buddy of mine has a wrestling ring. Jason. I also ring announced VWE. Which was professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. So that was interesting, very interesting to do because it's all scripted. Yeah. So I'm like, I wonder who's gonna win. Wait a minute, you know who's going to win. Okay, So, right? So that was something that I definitely wanted to get into because I wanted to get the experience. And I was always a big WWF fan as growing up, with Hulk Hogan, Superfly Snuka, and all the old school guys. And, I used to always love that, and I loved the announcements of it. I remember, it's like, man, I wish I can do that one day. And, but... Yeah, I had to settle for boxing, not that. But I got to do a couple of VWE with Jason, and those were pretty neat. Those, the way they fly up. Oh, come climbing up from the top rope. Oh no!
Those guys are athletic, man.
And they are, dude. I mean, it ain't easy.
They can call it fake all they want, but when they hit that take those bumps.
Oh,
dude. I know they feel it. You know what I mean?
I like watching their interviews or their stories, like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, like right now he's been sober for so many years. Yeah. He's like, the pain pills, like, screw alcohol, screw that. No, it's the pain pills that messes you up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and those guys go through so much pain and bones and broken this.
That's probably as real as it gets, even though they say it's probably as
real. I saw that the Undertaker and what's his name?
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon were at the fight.
They were at a lot of entertainers and stars were at the fight.
He was walking in with a cane.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And
I felt the Undertaker was just like, boom.
It almost looked like he was taking care of him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like he was just there with him, helping him out. Man,
yeah,
dude.
but poor Vince, I saw him. I was like, oh man, I don't want to see him like that.
I know,
right?
I know, bro.
Yeah.
He's such a great entertainer. I mean, this guy was. There was one episode where there was like Trump and him getting in the ring.
Got into
They
it.
got
Oh,
into it.
shit.
Yeah, they went at it. I think Trump ended up on top of him.
Right, and started pounding on him, ground and pound. I was like,
but those guys are
crazy.
buddies, though. You know what I mean? They're buddies. But so I was like, damn, Trump.
Just like Trump's buddies with Dana White.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. He's always very huge supporter of UFC.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, man. But once again, plug in the event this weekend.
So excited, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday, November 4th. Gates open at 5 p.m. First bell at 7 p.m. Come and check out 12 bouts of live boxing. We got Big Worm's hot dogs and tacos serving the food. You can't go wrong with Big Worm from Heber. And then we got beer sales as well. We got good boxing. We got 2 titles on the line. Battle at Sparta. Can't get any better than this. I mean, find yourself a good seat. Last time we sold all seats, man. 500. Good. We're close to selling this time, but I mean, last time was just. Sometimes I think it's just the fighters that you get. That real estate guy really brought in a lot of people. A lot of people. So, also November 2nd, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Los Cabos. We'll be there. Right on Imperial Avenue in front of Burgers and Beer. If you don't know where Los Cabos is at, Los Cabos Seafood will be there for the official weigh-in, face-off, and media day. So that's going to be very exciting too. The face-off, the intensity, you're going to feel it right there. And then, of course, they wait for fight night on Saturday.
Nice. You heard it here on the Last Dope podcast. Yeah.
Can I plug something real quick?
Sure, go ahead, man.
So, as you know, I'm involved right now with football, MMA and stuff. Right now, it's kind of on the back burner because we're not doing any fights right now. But I've been involved with football, right? So my son, he plays for the Imperial Valley Centinelas, right? My second oldest, and right now we are actually we're 5-0. This
Nice.
season
Nice.
right now.
That's right.
We're 5-0. We're 14-0 overall from last year because we went undefeated last year, right? And we won our what they call the state title over there.
What age bracket is this?
This is from, I believe it's from 18 to 26. It could be 18 to 25.
Now. All right.
Yeah. So it is at the collegiate level, right? Right now, we don't have anything for guys or girls that go school after high school, right? So a lot of them, they still want to play football, they still want to do something, and they don't. There's nowhere to do it. So Coach Enrique Reese, he's from Calexico. He started this league. This is our 3rd year. Okay, he started it from scratch.
Nice,
he was on one of my podcasts, promoting our 2nd year, and he's built it up. He's helped build it up.
That's great.
And what people don't know, this is basically an all-star team from the Imperial Valley. This is a team that plays in a Mexican league. Okay? We're the foreigners over there.
Right.
We're the foreigners. Okay, so luckily they've allowed us to join the league and play out there. Our first year, we made it to the playoffs. Unfortunately, our numbers weren't very high. I think we started out with 18 guys, and our championship game, I think we played with 12. Yeah, 12 guys, and we almost won that game, that playoff game. Unfortunately, touchdown got called back, so that kind of put us in the hole, But after that, we ran the table, and we got guys from, like I said, all over the valley. We got guys from Brawley, we got Calapat, Westmoreland, Hopeville, Imperial, El Centro, Calexico, and dude, like there's a lot of talent down here. And it's unfortunate that some of these guys didn't have the chance to go play college ball. You know what I mean? But these guys are keeping their dream alive, still doing something that they love, and some of these guys, they even have families. They got kids, but they're still doing something that they love.
That's awesome, bro.
You know what I mean? And so I just wanted to throw that out there, because, I'm not going to throw no names out there. I don't need to, but there's local platforms that cover football and have not given us one mention at all. The only one that gave us any support was Cole Johnson from, I believe, QYMA.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and we made the news and everything, and it was great. He went to some of our games, and it was great to have that support. And even then, we still, for whatever reason, I don't know why, we do not get any type of promotion or a mention. We've even offered to pay to as a sponsor to just throw a name out there, throw our name out there. Let people know that there is something else out there other than not going to go play football. You know what I mean? This is another outlet for these guys, another avenue, and you never know. They might go to school here while they can play football with us, get their grades up, go to a JUCO, somewhere else. You know what I mean? Or go to a university. I mean, we got guys that I'm telling you, man, they can go somewhere, but unfortunately, like either it's funds, maybe support from home, or maybe they just got other responsibilities. You know
Something
what I mean?
like of that.
And as you can see my shirt right here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's right. And I don't wear this shirt
One valley,
often,
one team.
but I wear it, and that's our saying right there. What's one valley? One team.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And I'll throw a couple names out there of these kids. You got JJ Fernandez from Brawley. You got Blake Krigbaum from Brawley. You got David Camacho. You got also from Brawley. We got his little brother AB from Brawley. We got Chema Robles from Westmoreland. Tony Chavez. Speaking of Tony Adiaga, Javi from Brawley. We got a lot of guys from Brawley on this team.
You can see,
okay, you got guys, JD Perez from El Centro. You got Dom. I can't remember his name. I can't pronounce his last name, but anyways, Dom. He's one of our linemen. And he's from El Centro. We got CJ Ramos. We got. I'm trying to throw these guys out there. CJ Ramos. We got Michael Martinez. He's Imperial alumni as well. So just like CJ, just like my son, Joey Ramos. You know what I mean? He still holds records at Imperial. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And it's going to be a while before they break them. I'm sorry.
right.
I'm a proud dad. I'm sorry.
Boom.
I'm going to say it.
Let's go, baby.
You know what I mean? And I hope some kid does come up and smashes those records, because that's just going to show that, hey, there's talent here, man. There's a lot of talent, bro. You know, and like I said, we got guys from Calexico. We got, sorry, guys. I know they're going to be pissed at me when they say, Coach, you didn't say my name, But, man, we got some really good guys, on this team, man. And it's just sad to me that we don't get, any type of recognition out there. And I've reached out, on social media.
And you guys been at it for, 3 years now,
This is
bro?
our third year, bro. Our third year, you know what I mean? And we're looking good. We're looking good to win this thing again for the third year. And, yes, we are from the Imperial Valley. We represent the Imperial Valley. I always throw it out there. And we are the only undefeated team from the Imperial Valley. I mean, over there, it's a little bit of a battle, because we're the foreigners. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're battling the local talent.
How
over
good
there.
is Mexicali, bro?
You know what, bro? They got some potential out there.
They really?
They got some potential. They got some guys out there that I see like, man, this kid could go play at a college. You know what I mean? He can make it. You know what I mean? Just like we got a handful of guys that can play college level football, for sure. And I'm not just saying it because they're on our team. I see it out there. There's a couple guys that did go play college ball, but the thing was financial stuff.
Sure.
JUCO, you got to pay for your
sure.
own. You got to pay for your room, board. So they had to come over here, come back. Because it was just hard for them.
It ain't easy.
But guess what? Hey, guys, we got this. You guys can still do it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you never know. I mean, we got SETI's University looking at some of our guys to offer them, something. If they want to go to school, they've already approached some of our linemen if they want to come and go to school there. So it's just kind of up to them if that's what they want to do. You know what I mean? There's even a pro league. There's one pro team, local, not local, but the closest pro team is in TJ. You know what I mean? And they have a lot of Americans that go play on that pro team.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
So that's something to look at.
That's something to look at too.
There,
You know what I'm saying? And again, I hope that if my son wants to continue to do it, and say, you know what, because he is still going to school.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing online classes and all that. He's still going to school and doing his thing. He wants to get his degree. He wants to become a PE teacher.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, he's studying everything and he's training kids and stuff, you know, and but I'm still like, you know, I love to see him play, you know what I mean? Because I tell kids, I told my own kids, I tell other kids, I said, one of the biggest mistakes somebody could do is if you have a God-given talent, is to waste it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you don't waste your God-given talent, you know, and if you have the support from, you know, especially from home, you know what, man, do it. Do it, you know, and at least say that you gave it a try. Whether you make it or not, just give it a try, because you never know. You know? Sure. And I get passionate about it, man, because I see some of these guys, and I'm like, man, you know, this guy, he can probably do something with this, you know.
Well, definitely shout out to all you guys.
Real Valley Centinelas, man.
You guys been working
Coach
hard.
Enrique Reese, you know, he's doing his thing and working with these guys, and you know, Coach is, you know, he's kind of a special guy. Like, he doesn't hold back. You know, he tells you how it is. You know what I mean? And sometimes nowadays you have to tell kids how it is, man. You can't sugarcoat nothing. No. You know what I mean? You know, because at the end you're just crippling them. You know, you have to be straight up with them. You know. Yeah. You know, like I said, you know, I get passionate about this, bro. But I did want to put it out there, bro, because it's frustrating for me. You know, that it's like, man, you know, some of these guys that have their local platforms have announced those guys when they used to play high school football. You know, how are you not going to look into it and be like, hey, is this guy still playing? Like, well, who plays for you? At least ask a question. Who plays for you? Well, I got this guy. Oh, I remember that kid. All right. You know, Blake Krigbaum, I believe he had like 30 touchdowns, you know, for Brawley. Oh, wow. You know, that's unheard of, man. Like, you know, this kid, he's badass, bro. He's good. You know, we got Zeus Pradis. This is his first year. He's from Calexico. You know, he's doing his thing, man. You know, he's good, bro. He's really good. That's why we call this an all-star team, because all these guys got together and said, you know what, let's do this thing. You know, and it's only our third year. You know, and I want to see this program keep going. Of course. And hopefully, you know, we get a little bit more exposure, a little bit more support, you know, because these guys all pay for their own stuff. You know, yeah, they pay for their own gear, their own cleats, their own pads, their own uniforms. Shoot. You know, so there's some money involved that these guys got to come up with, and it ain't easy. Right. You know what I mean? Coach won't tell you, but I'll say it. You know, he helps a lot of these guys out. You know, because he's like, hey, these guys are worth it. You know, these guys at least want to play. You know what I mean?
So if anyone wants a sponsor, man, come on.
Yeah,
Imperial Valley a community thing, man.
Yeah, no, and plus he got his nonprofit, you know, his tax ID, all that stuff. So, you know, he's all legit. He's good to go.
It's hard to get support here in the Imperial Valley. Nothing against small businesses, big businesses, but you know, I compare myself to my buddy Cuban, who does the battle in the desert. Palm Springs is a huge area. I mean, especially with businesses. I mean, you got businesses that are supporting 100% anything that has to do with nonprofit. Yeah. Here, not that easy.
No, bro, no. Not that easy. And I get it, man. It's hard to part with your money. A lot of my
sponsors, believe it or not, are trading sponsors. Sunbelt, boom, you know, they help out. Sponsors, Raspados Gucci's, they help out. You know, but not monetary, but hey, look, we'll give you this, and this is what we can help out with.
Yeah, and anything helps, man. Like right now, we're battling, like trying to just find a good spot where to practice at. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we have to practice in Calexico, but a majority of the guys are from over here. Oh, yeah. So it's a stroll. It's a stroll, and some guys sometimes can't make it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sometimes they can't make it because they got other obligations, or maybe they don't even have gas money. True. You know what I mean? But you know, we try to make it happen. Yeah, and like I said, you know, he's out there. He's, you know, wanting that help, and you know, he'll take whatever support he can, you know. And I'm glad he's continuous, because one thing that has bothered me when he was starting this, he was told that it could never happen. He was literally told that. He's like, that's not going to happen. He's like, it's too expensive, and nobody's going to come out. Nobody's going to come out to play for nobody wants to do it. You know what? And they're like, okay, so he was told no, that he cannot do it. Look, we're in our third year in, you know. So for all you doubters, you know what? Let's stop hating. Let's start participating.
Yeah.
Because this is not for one person. This is, for
It's
Imperial
such a
Valley.
bummer to have people that have this negative vibe with them and just give you, this, that's impossible. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
But, then again, we need those people because that's our motivation.
True.
To say, hey,
Very
you know
true.
what? I'm going to prove this guy wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I got to do.
Yeah, and I love all these guys, man. They all got different personalities, some, they could be grumpy, they could be, whatever, they'd be happy, but I love all these guys, you know what I mean? And I'm there to help them in whatever capacity I can. My son plays for the team and everything, and he's continued doing what he loves, but I'm like, I'm not gonna be here forever, so I want to be able to take these moments to help out whatever I can, and how and whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
I got 4 boys, bro. I have to try and be there for each and every one of them. You know what I
Crazy.
mean? This year I became a grandfather.
Congrats, man.
I became a grandfather,
Congratulations,
and I
brother.
was like, man, I see him, I see my little grandson Ian, and I'm just like, wow, it's crazy to see that baby, that your oldest had a baby, and it's like, wow, that's one of the greatest moments. So when you guys ever become grandfathers, bro, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, dude. It's an awesome feeling.
I can wait.
I can definitely wait.
I mean, my other ones, bro, I don't know. It might be a long time before I become a grandfather again. You know what I mean?
Good. Good.
But yeah, no.
Take your time,
That
kids.
little guy's a blessing, man, and I'm glad that he's in this world. And
That's
I
dope.
want to be around and to maybe see his first football game or first wrestling match or whatever.
Amen,
Yeah.
brother.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just had to throw that out there, fellas.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, man.
But again, Sparta boxing tomorrow, man. It's going to go
It's
down,
on.
baby.
It's on.
It's going to go down.
I'm excited.
So what's one of the biggest fights that you're so excited for?
The one I'm really excited for, believe it or not, is the female fight.
Yeah,
It's-
those are
it's a
always
co-main event.
Yes.
Those are always a good
Yeah,
fight.
those girls
Always.
throw
They
down,
throw down.
bro.
And Jocelyn, they both actually fought before at Battle at Sparta.
Yeah.
Jocelyn fought for her title. Her title was stripped because the weight. She didn't make the weight, so the title wasn't there.
Yeah.
But she's back. And at 165, they're going at it for this belt.
Is that the MMA girl from San Diego or
bro.
from Arizona?
That was the one from San Diego.
From San Diego.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that one.
You remember
Yeah.
that one?
Yes. She didn't make
was
the
a
weight.
tough girl.
Yeah.
She didn't make weight. So I said the other option, we can still go with the fight, but the title stays home.
Yeah.
So now she's back. She says, I want that belt.
Is she going to make weight?
She's already made weight.
Oh, she's
She
already
said
made
she's
weight?
good. I checked with her yesterday. I checked with the other girl. The other girl's good. They're both good.
Yeah.
I mean, I got these guys making videos, calling each other out already on social media. So it's going to be on tomorrow. You guys are invited, man.
Yeah.
Go check
I
it
tell
out.
them,
It's
fellas,
gonna-
you guys got to
The
come through.
intensity is just going to
You
be
guys
off
got to
the
come
chain.
through. I'm telling you, man. It's
gonna be
a good
good.
experience. It's these kids, man. They throw down, bro.
Yeah.
They
Of
get-
course,
they-
we start with the youth boxers.
Yeah.
They open up the show.
Right.
Then we go to the adults. Elia Galindo, how could I forget Elia Galindo, my girl?
We didn't.
Halftime
Just mentioned
intermission.
her.
The halftime intermission. It's three. Well, she'll come out and sing 3 songs. Elia Galindo. I've worked with Elia for so many years. Shared the ring with her. She's great at national anthem. So she'll be blessing us with the national anthem and the halftime entertainment.
I had a quick story about her. I know who she
Really?
is.
Yeah. She's awesome.
She actually used to, like, not a lot, but she would go to karaoke
she's
back in the
big on
day at
karaoke.
Rockies.
Yeah.
And I would do it, swear, on everything. Everything I love. She's the only person that's actually made me, like, tear up and, like, choke up while
Word. Was she singing?
she was singing Whitney Houston, I Will Always
bro.
Love You.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it. Like, we had, I don't want to say other unprofessional people, but people that didn't sing as well. So you get used to it, and you're kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, sometimes it's annoying, but you're like, no, cool. And then she's like, oh, I want to do this song. I was like, oh, you're cool. Like, I knew she could sing a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just didn't know to what caliber. And then I just remember getting goosebumps, and I'm like, what? Like, I didn't understand what I was feeling, and then I just, like, started tearing up. What
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
the? Only
That's
time that's
great.
ever happened.
You know what? Same thing. I get goosebumps with one particular song that she sings, and I told her you gotta put that on Saturday's show. Is "No Llega el Olvido" by Jenny Rivera,
Damn.
and I'm like, that's my song, girl. You gotta sing that, and dude, she sings it so well. But she'll add 2 more songs. She didn't tell me which ones, but she'll be ready for Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Definitely.
that's
And you're
awesome.
Shout out to her, man.
Yeah, big time.
It's gonna be a good night, bro.
Yeah, it is gonna be
You're
a
gonna
good
have
night.
a good turnout, bro.
Weather is gonna be just great too. I mean, not too hot, not too cold. So I think it's gonna be good beer weather too.
Right now is the best time to be throwing
Yeah.
these events.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
I'm down to practice either way. Beer time.
That's why I'm bummed. There's no fights in coming up for the rest of the year over here. But
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. It's all right, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe you can squeeze in another one, man, before the end of the year.
That'd be
Yeah.
great. That'd be
You know?
great. But
So,
it does take a lot.
Yeah,
It does
no,
take a lot
for
to
sure.
prepare.
So this Saturday.
This Saturday, you guys make sure you get your tickets. There's still tickets available at the weigh-in. You'll be able to buy tickets. There'll be tickets on sale that day. Yeah.
Right on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Once again, Fernando, Danny, thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having us, brother.
Definitely.
Appreciate it.
And like I said, you guys are more than welcome to utilize this platform anytime you guys need to,
brother.
man.
And you
Awesome.
guys
Thank you,
come
man.
come show support, man.
Exactly,
Come on.
man.
There's things to do here.
Yeah.
Yes.
People
That's
always
right.
saying there's nothing to do. Bullshit.
Exactly. You hear that a
There's
lot.
definitely things to
You
do
hear
here.
that a lot. November
Yeah.
is a big activity day. I mean, there's an activity month. There's so much going on. What's it? The cattle call coming around the corner.
Come on, man. Look at these beautiful belts.
Beautiful.
Yeah, look at
Beautiful.
that.
Aren't they
Yeah.
awesome?
Yeah,
Legit,
dude.
brother. And they're heavy. Cheap.
No, they're not cheap, bro. I can
They
tell
are
you.
not cheap, bro.
No, they're good quality
They
belts.
are not cheap. Good
Yeah.
quality belts.
Yeah.
Nice and heavy. Yeah, man.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Once again, guys, thank you for coming on the Last Doe podcast.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That's
See you guys.
We did it.